Think about it first. Boy, mommy, oh, hey, hey, aligi dan dan do, di dan da da. Hey, hey, oh boy, as a calypso, nearly true voice of the people, to lead you on the right path. I'm responsible. Not only decides your fate, but is an entire country. It could make or break. The Lord power been vested in you from the day that you were born. We are king and queens, we have control, not to be used as any pawn. That God-given gift so we can know what is right from what is wrong. And in everything that we do, always in for positive outcome. Look before you lead. Cause what you sow you reap. Look before you end up in a big heap of look before you leap. For curiosity take a peep. Look before you end up drowning in the deep. What I'm trying to tell you, don't jump unless you show about it. Don't jump, don't act like you're mad. Don't jump, it might be too dangerous. Think about it first. Don't jump. Once you leave the rock, don't jump, and no turning back. No, no, try to avoid disaster. Oh, yo, yo. Don't let selfishness and greed be your hindrance. This will surely block your way once given a chance. And all these strides you have made to progress that will fade. And all the goals that you set out for suddenly is all great. Be a leader and don't just follow. Or you could end up following clowns. Or you could be like birds that should be soaring, but somehow can get off the ground. With every step that you'll be taking, make sure you take a long hard look. And one thing to always remember, the cover can't help you judge the book. Look before you read, cause what you sow you reap. Look before you end up in a pile of look before you leave. For curiosity take a peek. Look before you end up drowning in the deep. What I'm trying to tell you, don't jump unless you show about it. Don't jump, don't act like you're mad. Don't jump, it might be too dangerous. Think about it first. Don't jump. Once you leave the rock, don't jump, and no turning back. No, no, think about it, my brother. Ah, yeah. Ah, yo, ah, oh. Don't invest in anything you don't know about. And don't take chances if you are ever in doubt. You must thoroughly investigate. You can't afford to make no mistake. But by the time you realize it's already late. Be there shooting at what you can see, or looking for needles in the dark. Are you in a hurry going somewhere, but the horse is behind the cart? I saw people who thought by all means they made all the right decisions. Now they're living with so much regrets. They jump from the pot to the frying pan. Look before you leave, cause what you sow you reap. Look before you end up in a pile of look before you leave. For curiosity take a peep. Look before you end up drowning in the deep. What I'm trying to tell you, don't jump unless you show about it. Don't jump, don't act like you're bad. Don't jump, it might be too dangerous. Think about it first. Don't jump. Once you leave the rock, don't jump, and no turning back. No, no, try to avoid disaster. No, 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 my brother, don't go. No, no. After everything now, at the end of the day, you are the one who have the final blurry. You don't know what's behind clothes cutting. You know what you had for the past years, but you don't know what's coming in. You don't want to see that the outcome is something that you always feared. Avoid self-disgust when it's over and the smoke is already cleared. Look before you leave, 'cause what you sow you reap. Look before you end up in a pile of Look before you leave. For curiosity, take a peek. Look before you end up drowning in the deep. What I'm trying to tell you, don't jump unless you're sure about it. Don't jump, don't act like you're mad. Don't jump, it might be too dangerous. Think about it first. Don't jump. Once you leave the rock, don't jump. Ain't no turning back. No, no. Let us avoid disaster.
Take a look carefully. There's a woman crying in pain. She could be your neighbor. Take a listen. You will hear the voice of a woman screaming as she's been beaten. No fault of her own, yet she strikes along. With kick and cough, she falls on the ground. Black eyes and bruises has become a norm. Yet she stays at home and there will not run. She needs the help of civil society. She tells the police, please don't worry. Then tell the neighbors to mind their business. Her black eyes and bruises are not their entries. Woman, you keep taking licks like your skin is leather. Sometimes you take it in front your daughter. You are prisoner in your own prison. He tells you, honey, I will always love you. Look at the way how he show love to you. You are prisoner in your own prison. The situation's so damn terrible. So for your daughter, show some example. You are prisoner in your own prison. You have the keys to lose that chain, but you live in fear and so you remain a prisoner in your own prison. Take a look carefully. There's a young man gambling now. His salary, take a listen. You will hear the shouts at the one-hand bandit. He lost his money. Family at home, they wait patiently. Rise of the young mom, we are hungry. TGIF, your dad will soon come. Wait patiently, but then there was none. Look what you did to your family. They goes to bed with their stomach empty, while the one-hand bandit just smiling. You and your family are now just grieving. Yeah, man, you swear to God you will never go back. As you get paid, you right on the attack. You are prisoner in your own prison. You forget wife, look, you forget children. Some machine you now used to replace them. You are prisoner in your own prison. You can't pay light, boy, you can't pay water. There is no food for your son and daughter. You are prisoner in your own prison. You have the keys to lose the chain, but you're addicted and so you remain a prisoner in your own prison. get a little smoke. Get his caught and sent for prison time. At the end commits the same old crime. So all those story with the same story. You have a right and responsibility. Your life you must rearrange. It is time you make that change. Prisoner, you tell yourself, well, they have you so. So back to prison you have to go. You are prisoner in your own prison. The little girls, you can live alone. So prison have to be your home. You are prisoner in your own prison. Not for hell, you will turn around. Prison bells and chains are your favorite song. You are prisoner in your own prison. You have the keys to loose the chain, but you're addicted and so you remain a prisoner in your own prison.
Oh, yo, 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 yo. Give me my flowers now. Everybody knows that many heroes has lived and died among us. But it's only after they dead and gone they seem to get some recognition. But while some of them live, they suffer and grieve for basic necessities. And then to add more insult to injuries, they crying long tears for the disease. But that will study them when you hear they open the mouth, no. When Neri was alive, a roasted food was his only growth. But on the day he passed away, so many nice things did he say. I had to wonder if it's the same person they was talking about. I don't want you happy, or want no light candles on the head. No, no. Give me flowers before I dead. No crocodile tears. Enough of that heart they shed. I said to give me flowers
And good night to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique.
before I dead. Before I dead. Before I dead. I said to give me flowers before I dead.
Yes, indeed, and those of you listening regionally, we say a special good night to you as well, yeah?
You could say I'm a
All listeners out there in St. Vincent, St. Lucia, St. Kitts, Dominica,
right now.
Jamaica, Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, our Venezuelan listeners, those of you down there in Suriname, Guyana. Wonder if we've got any French Cayenne listeners, any French Guyana listeners? I must find out, you know. Those of you listening from North America, whether you're in the US or you are in Canada, we say a special good night to you. And also our listeners out there in the UK, and especially to our listeners in the UK. Let's see what time it is in the UK now. Yeah, just had to check up every now and again. It is 14 minutes after 1 in the UK. So it means they have to stay up until after midnight to listen to Talking Points. So we say a special good night to our UK listeners. My family out there in Huddersfield. Yeah, my family out in Reading as well.
Whether or not you like Dr. Keith Mitchell, he made a great contribution too. So we have to pay tribute to
And Jamari.
the local heroes we have right here. Give them the honor they deserve before they
And of course, the phone lines are already open. We're opening the phone lines early tonight. Yes, we do have different things we have to speak about, but we're going to keep the phone lines open throughout the program. Some people saying, yeah, sometimes they ain't getting through. And then a couple times last week, I had to actually not take calls because we were to the dead end of the program. And folks were calling and I couldn't take them at that time.
Try to do it in advance. If you don't want no guilt on your conscience.
And we say a special good night to We Noise Radio, always there with us, huh? And we also say a special good night to One Soca Radio joining us from out there in Brooklyn as usual, yeah?
So give me no
Well, as usual as of last week, huh? So good night to all the listeners on One Soca, all the listeners on We Noise Radio. All of you joining us on the YouTube and the Facebook. We say a special good night to each and every one of you. Hope that you all are having a fabulous night tonight.
Give me flowers before I dead. Don't wait till I gone. You say I was nice like Father Ed.
Hey, Mr. Handsome, you reaching front of the TV already, man? Good night, sir.
Just give me flowers before I dead. Before I dead. Before I dead. Give me flowers before I dead.
Yeah, so quite a few of you went out to the barbecue on the weekend, yeah. So I need to say congratulations to all of you that went out there and showed your support. And folks, remember, we have some activities that are coming up. Let me just give you some reminders. The meet and greet with the Honorable Emlyn Pear, organized by Mrs. Sonia Penny. Good night to you, Sonia, and good night to you, Jay. So Mrs. Sonia Penny and Mr. Jay Marishaw, that's going to be taking place at Jay Marishaw's residence in Belmont, St. Patrick, and that's just before the Belmont estate there. Drinks on sale, so they're selling drinks, but food is free. Go down and get your oil down on and get your water on and all, like, go on up. Nice, they have prizes to be won, and so it's an opportunity, especially for many of you who are visiting from the diaspora and you want to get the opportunity to meet with His Majesty's leader of the opposition, political leader of the New National Party, the Honorable Emlyn Pear, and other members of the party. You'll have that opportunity at Mrs. Sonia Penny and Mr. J. Marishaw's meet and greet at J. Marishaw's residence in Belmont, St. Patrick, and that is taking place on the 26th. So that's this weekend. Yeah, that's this weekend. That's what day this weekend. That's let me make sure we don't want to go and say the wrong thing. So that is on Saturday. Yeah, this week Saturday. So, yeah, they're looking forward to seeing you all there, and it's going to be a wonderful one. Yeah, and, you know, when people say food, they could well cook and things, so don't miss that one. Yeah. The Afterwork line of the New National Party, that's taking place next week, Thursday. That's the Afterwork line, Carnival edition. Yeah, some artists might be passing through here, you know, here now one or two artists might pass through and thing. So that's taking place from 4 p.m. and that is taking place next week, Thursday. As I said, the phone lines are open. We'll take the call. Hello, good night.
Good night, Mr. Sheldon Scott.
Good night to you, the lovely Cammy.
Good night to the Grenadian people, everybody who's listening.
Yes, indeed.
I want to ask you permission. I have a testimony to give.
Give your testimony, sister. Give it.
Because you all will never might hear my voice again. Because people going out and they're not coming back. My sympathy go out to the young man that died, and also to Miss Brenda Hood. You know, we must keep her in our prayers that God could give her the strength to live on. Because you know she lost her loved one. Well, Mr. Scott, I have something to say, because people going to bed and they don't waking up. They're going out, they're not coming back home. So this is my testimony. Good night, Dr. Mitchell. I don't think you go vex. I have to say what I have to say, sir. I want when you're dead to go and talk about nothing. It's not everybody who I want the name call. I want to thank everybody. Some of my friends, people that I don't know, Mr. Scott, that has helped me to get me medication and me ointment. I don't want to mention the name. They don't want the name to be mentioned, but I know they're listening. Good night to these people. Right. I want to thank Miss Yolande Bain Horsford. Miss Yolande Bain Horsford, Dr. Keith Mitchell, and Mr. Peter David. These are 3 people that did something for me in my life. You hear me, Sheldon? They did something for me and changed my whole life around, because when I was in the ditch and they took me out. Because you have a lot of people, they just forget quick. And I don't want cause to take me. I want to say thanks very much to these 3 people that turned my life around in my time the hardship. When I tell you hardship in this country, I want to thank them from my bottom of my heart. Okay? Because a lot of people say, Kid don't do nothing for them. And he's still doing. I want to thank you, sir. Because if I'm dead tonight, and I don't say that, he go bother me. I already thank him, but I want the people to know, because there is good people in this country that does a lot of good. And we must, you play a song there tonight. You play a song, Give Me Flowers Before I Dead. Sheldon, from the Californian, are giving me flowers before he dead while he alive. And Mr. David and Miss Yolan Ben Hartford, thanks very much. Grenadians, have a good night. And I want to beg the people, all you don't come and take me thing, come and ask. Because them little thing are depending on to buy me gas and whatever. Come and beg me. I want to give. All you don't walk in my place and take me things. It's not right. I pleaded. You want to Zabuka, come, I will give. You want that breadfruit, I'm going to give. You want a Hannah blog, I'm going to give. Don't walk in where I live in when I turn me back and all you come and just pick me things. Because all you going to make me do things I don't have right to do. I don't want to sin myself. At that age, I do well. I too so good. Please, I beg in all you. Good night, everybody.
And Cammy,
Mr.
we just want to make sure that they know when the camera pick them up and they end up in trouble, that is the wrong time to be asking for mercy. We telling you now, come and ask. Don't ask for mercy then. All right.
I asked a neighbor yesterday to pick some breadfruit for me, and I go in town and I give it away. I give away the blog. I asked a neighbor Roxanne. I give them away, and that I just depend on to buy milk thing for me food. And he have the people that just come and help me, help me buy me medication. Thanks very much. My girlfriend from Mount Morris. Thank you, darling.
Yes.
Have a good night, Grenada.
Cammy, before you go though, I just want to make sure on something. Before you leave,
yes, sir.
do you have cocoa? Because I know a lot of folks.
I have a lot of cocoa.
Right.
I have a lot of cocoa and mango. I have some mango. I'm giving you 6 for $5, 7 for $5. Today I had mango. I give 7, 8 before I throw them. 8 for $5.
Yes.
All you pass.
Because we have a lot of folks that are back home for the carnival season. Some
well,
people
I
come
have
back
a mango.
So you want to make sure
I
they
had
can
lime
pass.
today. I help a lady sell all she lime because it's rough.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, good night. And I have a lot of cocoa and tamarind ball.
Yes,
I
indeed.
don't have asham because I can't get corn.
Oh, okay.
Good night.
Somebody here and you go contact you because I'm sure they have corn.
I have a lot of cocoa right now.
Okay, great.
Good night, darling.
All right, my dear. Thank you so very much.
Bye-bye.
All right.
I tune in already. I'm listening.
All right. Yes, indeed. So, folks, if you are home for the carnival season and you need to get your cocoa to carry back up because this winter might be a kind of winter, sometime you might hear that you get how much inches in New York and all kind of thing. You might even get on Florida and all. So make sure you get your cocoa by Cammy. Cammy had a cocoa, the cocoa had like a oil floating on top of it, like a oil slick. And yes, indeed, Cammy had a real thing. Go by Cammy, get your cocoa and them. When you pass, they buy a little drink, buy a bottle of water and things. Stay hydrated. Tongue does hot. Stay hydrated. Don't go on for a long in tongue for dry mouth. Go by Cammy and buy a bottle of water. You hear me? Nice. Folks, let me just go back to this one. Yes, remember the Afterwork Lime. That's coming up next week, Thursday, the day before the holiday. And it starts from 4 p.m. Yes, it's going to be at the new National Party headquarters out there in Tempe. So those of you that have the opportunity, please make a special effort to attend. It's the Carnival edition of the new National Party Afterwork Lime. All right. And K&R Bookstore continues with their back to school special, buy one get one free. Those are all you with twin, all you know where to go. Those of you all with multiple children still in school, you all know where to go. Go by K&R Bookstore. They're operating in Bailey's Building on H.A. Blaze Street, right? Bailey's Building on H.A. Blaze Street. You're entering from the H.A. Blaze Street side, you're going up there, you're telling them Sheldon send you. All right, nice. There's a buy one, get one free on all school supplies, pens, pencils, rubber, highlighters, markers, notebooks, backpacks, etc. And you could also call them, You want to reserve your thing, you're coming for it, but don't reserve for long, because I want to make sure that you understand it's our business. All right, so 231-3500, 231-3500, and you could get them. Yeah, One Soca, yeah, they present the $10,000 bingo night. That's happening this Saturday as well. Hercules! All right, man. And music by Master Mix Gus. The jackpot prizes are $3,000. Doors open from 6 p.m. and games start at 8 p.m. So you could make your local lime, your local hangout and thing from 6 p.m. But the games themselves start from 8 p.m. sharp. All right, tickets only $40. And you could contact One Soca. And it's taking place at the Mechanics Temple, 65 Putnam Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11238. Wait, you heading out today, boy? Make sure you watch, because you know the other way to get the 10,000 is that we could call a certain number. We ain't doing that. We are Grenadians. We ain't doing that to other Grenadians, unlike what some people doing, calling ice on fellow Grenadians. How dare you? We wouldn't do it. I could be vindictive and decide that we calling us at because we know all your dress, Yeah. CoOp Bank, all right, for our little friend here, Kalani. You could call, when you're going to CoOp Bank, remember the account number, take a note of it, write down 107063547, write down the number, put a little something there, whether it's 510. If 500 people put a little $10, it's going a long way towards getting this child to go and receive her treatment. All right, nice. And let me just play this one for you all. Wait. The thing, we're going. You have to stay here, man. You're going far. And thing, nice. Yeah, there's all Fadu.
Are you ready to take your brand to the next level? Look no further than the Chameleon Design Studios, the creative powerhouse behind Key Central and dozens of standout brands across Grenada and beyond. From web designs, animations, and motion graphics to custom video productions, we bring your visions to life with unmatched efficiency and professionalism. Need a logo? Logo design starts at just $1,500, and our starter pack includes brochures, call cards, and letterheads. Whether you're launching a new business, revamping your identity, or telling your story visual, Chameleon Design Studios is the new face of designs. Call us now at 1473-422-8601 or scan that QR code. Follow us on Instagram at chameleon_473. Let's communicate. Call us today.
Yes, folks, that's our good partner Fadu, Yeah, Fadu is Chameleon Designs, expert designer.
For more information, contact WeNoise TV at 929-445-4463. Or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com. WeNoise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD contents with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand. You can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. We certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. WeNoise TV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services. With our service, you will get rid of all other subscriptions. For more information, contact WeNoise TV at 929-445-4463. Or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com.
Fitness Revolution 11 2025. 16 days of fun, fitness, laughter, energy. I just want to encourage everybody to come down to both Tantin, Old Trafford, Plainfield, and Monroe's Granans for our eventful fun, fitness, and giveaways. Fitness Revolution 11, one and all. See you there.
Yes, indeed, folks. Yeah, again, my friends and them are nice, look up blind and them kind of thing. You understand? Yeah, that's what your friend. You have to, friends, you have to help your friends. You want to see your friends and them succeed in what they're doing. You have to give them a little help out too, man. Yes, indeed. But no. Yes, indeed. Yes, folks, remember phone number 1473-440-7377. You can only call us on the WhatsApp. I attempted to set up so that you could call directly today. It did not work out, so we still only via the WhatsApp. So 1473-440-7377. That's the number for you to call us on the WhatsApp and get on to tonight's program. And folks, there are quite a lot of house fires taking place. In fact, in St. George Northwest, we had that fire in Bojeju, and then there was a fire, I believe, in Shenda, I believe it was. Over the last few days as well, several houses destroyed, and so I don't know what we have there again that we might be able to send over, but usually we send clothes and different things from Talking Points when these things happen. I have to check and see what's in the storeroom that we can send over. Yeah, we've got a call online. Hello, good night.
I apologize, Mr. Scott, for calling back.
There's nothing. Go right ahead.
I apologize. A lady brought me some school books. School books. So I know you have people that have pride. So they could pass. She tell me to give it away.
Just come quietly.
So
yes.
pass and look. Yes. They give it away. I have some books she leave by me. And some uniform. But for Hindy, like 5-year-old, they're in very good condition.
Wonderful.
So even if you go buy a new one for your daughter for the first day, you could come and see. She leave it by me, tell me to give them away. They're in good condition and some books.
First come, first serve. First come, first serve.
Right. Yes.
All right, Gabby, thank you so very much.
All right, darling.
Always
sorry
helping.
for calling back.
No, don't sorry on that at all. You do the right thing.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Okay, darling.
All right. Cami, you don't have to sorry for that at all. All right, yes, we have to help each other. We can criticize the government and we can say what they're doing wrong and we can offer solutions and so on. But as much as we can help each other, we have to try to help each other as well. So I want to say a special good night to Miss Vida Sylvester. Good night to you, Miss Lady. Nice. Up there in Phoenix Park, a special good night to loyal listener to Talking Points. We want to say a very special good night to you as well. All right? Yeah. So, folks, I don't know. We may try to do the book bags. You know, year before, we didn't do it last year, but year before we were able to do quite a number of bags with the assistance of people like Belva and so on. We were able to do, and Cami, Belva, and a few other people, we were able to do quite a bit. And there's one name that eludes me, and that's the person that donated a lot of the stationery that we were able to use. And your name eludes me. I don't know. I hate that. But they were able to donate, and we were able to help quite a lot of children. Yeah? Even up to last year, while we didn't do the book bags, I was able to help quite a few children with some pens and pencils and other things like that. All right? And notebooks and so. So we may see what we can do before the end of August. We would see what we can do. Even if it's 10 we send out, it's 10 we help. So we may see what we can do. By that point in time, we're going to discuss it, and we're going to committee it, and then we're going to decide, no, it ain't going to be me alone, believe me. It can't be me alone this time, not how I'm involved here. Right? So we go committee that, and we go handle that so that we give out some bags. And so same way we got the supplies to the Maribo Health Facility that was well needed, well received. Yeah, let's see if we can help some children. And folks, I also want to ask here, for anybody that's willing to assist I have 2 children, not my children, and I say I have 2 children, not my children. But I've been approached in 2 instances with 2 young people that are going to St. George University. Now, as you know, government carries the 50%, and they have to come up with the other 50%. In one case, it's a young person who is going to school at St. George University. They're living on their own, they're doing babysitting and so on, and they're fighting up, trying to get the money and so together. I think it's 2,000 plus that they have to pay to get into, well, they've already done 1 year in SGU, so now they've got to pay their tuition so they can get their ID and everything for their next year. And in another case, it's a child that's just starting up and so on. It's very difficult for the mother, single mother, very difficult for her, and they're trying to help. So anybody that's interested in supporting one or the other, contact me and I will put you on to the parents. No, I cannot receive on behalf, and I can't do that how I am now. So what I would say is contact me and let me know, Sheldon, I'm willing to assist. We're talking about children. In one instance, this is the first, in both instances, it's the first child in those families that are getting the opportunity to go to university. The first child in both instances. It's the first person getting the opportunity to go to the university level. So if we can help, let us help. So it's 2,000 plus for each, 5,000 something in total, or nearly 6,000 or whatever. But it is 2 different children. We need to help them. So any of you who are willing to say, I will support one, I will pay the tuition for one, I'll pay the tuition for the other one, contact me and let us get that done. All right, nice. I'll put you directly in contact with the parent, and in the other case, the young lady, so that you all can assist in whichever way possible. All right, yeah, we're about solutions. We ain't crying about it. Yeah, we know back in New National Party days, yeah, just call the university and say, hey, all again on with that money coming down, give them children they pass and everything. Yeah, by the time I go by Miss Jerry and thing, and you see Honorable Emlyn PS send across, so she had to send across, and she say, hey, ting, what again on with one of the MPs send something and say, hey, what is that child? No. Especially people like Mr. Oliver Joseph used to dip in his pocket. That is one thing he has always been very, 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 very serious on. Serious about a lot of things, but he was very serious when it comes to education. So there were a number of young people, many young people, in the St. David constituency that he personally, not through government, he personally used to dip into his own pocket and pay that tuition to make sure that they get to go to the university and so on. Many of them may be completing now, some may have completed this year and so on. There are still young people in university that he helped to get into the university in the first place. Yeah, Mr. Oliver Joseph. They say give people their flowers before that. We giving people their flowers tonight. And he wasn't the only one. Every one of the MPs made sure that a situation like this, no child, no young person going to university would have had to be out there right now wondering if they will be able to start classes when it starts on the 18th of August or so. None. By now, all of them would have already know for a fact, hey, you're safe. All you have to hear is, you're safe. We have a call online. Hello, good night.
Good night, Mr. Scott.
Good night, sir. How are you doing?
I'm good.
All right, my brother.
I was thinking, right, since you're on that subject, it's really a nice call for the Prime Minister to donate something for every day he does not sleep in the residence that he sleeps in, because he's always overseas.
I like you.
So I think it's a nice suggestion to him to donate a part of the rent that he is paying to help those that need helping.
I like you.
That's all.
All right, my brother. Thank you so very much.
All right.
How things going in BIM?
Boy, poke, we getting rain off and on.
Yes,
so they got some system coming in here in the next 2 days or something. So
yes, I've seen the report in relation to that on the news tonight.
Sheldon, I meant to tell you, listen, I look at the situation with the Sargassum seaweed in Grenville, and we have a same situation here too, on the South Coast. I have never seen it like this here before. But it's still, at the end of the day, the government has to do something to facilitate that.
But
As what you were saying,
I'm seeing
if you
in the Barbados instance, I'm seeing that you all have already secured machines and are cleaning up the beaches. I saw that on a news feed that yes, you all have a significant inflow, same as Grenada, but you all have been proactive in that there are machines already removing the sargassum from the beach and so on.
You might be seeing things that I ain't seeing because I really ain't seeing it. You understand?
It's in the Barbados
because
nation. Yeah.
As I know, as you know, the AI has a way things. And listen, a lot of people sometimes, Sheldon, we living in a world today. You have to take a lot of things with a pinch of salt because everything that is said is not reality. And sometimes people, have their own fantasies, things because of how their perception is their own personal situation. But at the end of the day, it is not. We are living in a kind of illusional state that people will be picking on to things. If I have a thing to talk to you, I can talk to you because I can't talk to you the way I like to talk to you. I can tell you, this world is moving at a fast-paced world. I have 3 children, 2 in the 30s, going to 40, and I have a 16-year-old.
Wow.
See this 16-year-old? he is the one that can give me the challenge. He is the one that's going to give me the challenge. And I knew it. And I know. But I'm telling you, this world is a fast-paced world. These youngsters nowadays is not like when we were young. Anyhow, have a good night, Mr. Sheldon. God only
all right.
Needed bird.
Thank you so very much, my brother.
All is well. I am to tell you, I ask Uncle Deacon, please, to donate something for the rent that he is not paying. You can do a little deduction.
I fight so, brother. All right, thank you. Yes, indeed. 1473, that's a nice idea. 1473-440-7377. That is the number for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. And I see Chris London say he's down for 2 bags. All right. Now, hey, watch Chris. Don't you just gain no bag just so, The bag had a thing in it. It had a notebook. It had a pens. It had a pencil. If we get these thing and them geometry set and thing, we think in that too. Yeah, because children does have to get them things. So whatever it is. Jacket man! Good night to you, my brother. Yes, and good night to all of you. Are seeing the messages coming in there. I'm sorry I wasn't able to view them before, but I'm checking the messages now. So good night to all of you. Yes, folks, the phone lines are open. 1473-440-7377. So we're going to do the book bag drive. We're going to make sure we get the book bags and we get it out. Cami usually knows a lot of children that pass by and so on that need the help. So she helps identify and other people identify and so let's see how many bags we can get together. Of course, we are KNR, so if we had to buy, we know we could go and we go buy 10 and we go get 20. So we know, yeah, man, we know we have that set. Nice, right. So folks, also, so as I mentioned earlier, you had the fires are taking place and so on. There was one again today. From what I was picking up from various reports in Dabo, there was a fire there as well. So we'll see what we have in the storeroom still. If we have any clothes or so remaining that we may be able to send over, any items that we may be able to send over, we'll check the storeroom and see what we have there. All right, we have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Hey, good night, Sheldon. Good night, Talking Points.
Hey, what's up, bro?
Yeah, that's cool, man. Just listening and enjoying the program.
All right. Go right ahead,
hey, Sheldon, I want to tell our caretakers, once again, Mr. Jelani Glean, Miss Nolene Thompson, my brother in the South, and all the senators, everybody else,
Christopher
Japal George.
My brother, Christopher Diali. Yeah.
Yeah. You understand, Ms. Japal George, especially Mrs. Japal George. Let me tell you all something. Stay the course. Stay the course. This is what tests you right now. You see this wrongs are happening right now? This is your test of fortitude. They will come at you. They come in with all venom. They come with all vigor. right? You see they attacking the brother in the north with the station up there and the talking about. They glad, they like that. But here's what: the art of war is to know your enemies and know exactly their powers. Know your enemies, man. Don't worry. We shall come again from this little time in our life. The NMP had 11, they lost 11 seats. They had 4 members of parliament. Already, history always has a way of repeating itself. Always. Sheldon, there are so many things that is happening right now. And the distraction, I ain't say I want to talk about the brother with the grades and how they switch that. Sarcasm is there. Look, we have crime again. Crime again is going on in the place, man. The roads are bad. We have bad weather. We have people living in Carriacou under tents. We have people dying in the hospital. But we studying about this one and that. I mean, come on. Look at what is happening. Honorable Pierre.
Don't run off on me, eh? And you're going to talk to Honorable Pierre. Let me go ahead and say what you're saying there, and then I'll talk to you at the end. Go ahead, Honorable Pierre.
Yeah, I'm saying Honorable Pierre and our members as MPs, Dr. Clarice, Dr. Mitchell. When you all go to that parliament sitting, I think it's Thursday, stand predominant. Do what you have to do and represent your people. We behind you.
But it does always do that.
But,
I find you out of order.
Right. Yeah, well, what me say, we behind you. Don't worry, man. We there. Don't let the distractions. Don't let the distractions come. Sheldon, I keep saying it. Listen very carefully. I keep saying that I mirror this NDC as the party in America called the Republican MAGA Party. Look at what is happening. They try to silence a talk show in Night Host. So you see what's going on there?
Try to.
You see come back strong. Well, you know, they say 60 million. They want to get rid of Sesame Street. The same thing is happening here in Grenada.
Well, I'll tell you,
what they don't like.
You see the talk about trying to get rid of Sesame Street? Be very careful with some of the stuff you see. I look at Facebook, right? And I'm so upset by it in that close to 80% of what passes across my screen in Facebook is AI generated and totally fake. 80%. Facebook is doing absolutely nothing to stop the flow of fake information. Fake photographs, fake videos, fake, just totally disgusting. Yeah, so be careful, Papa. Wait, what you see they're talking about there.
Well, Sheldon, let me tell you something about me. I hardly even look at my Facebook page. I may have about 16% Facebook. I look at news, like natural news in the morning. Mm-hmm. I look at different channels. Not different channels, not even Grenada, Australia. I look at all news. And when you see the news telling you, basically they go to a story, they give you stories. There are things I look at. I don't share certain things. There are things I don't share at all. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But once I see it and I research it and I make sure it is legit, I will share it. And trust me, what I'm telling you, when it comes to the NPR and NBC and them, I don't mistake in that. I don't get tapped with no AI. Don't get tapped in that. I ain't get tapped in that.
Okay, my brother.
I ain't get tapped.
But let me just say something here now. Now, you mentioned to stay the course and that sort of thing. One, I want to make sure that all persons, I know you've done it. You've said that you've done it. You already checked the list and make sure that your name is there. And you've been doing your little checkup on the list. I have been getting messages from some other folks that, hey, they've been checking the list and so on, and we want to continue to encourage people. This is the consolidated voters list. Your name is supposed to be there. If it is not there, let us know. Even if you can't reach the constituency rep, the constituency representative of the New National Party, contact me. Message us on the WhatsApp and so. And you may not get me during the day when you call, you may not get me on the WhatsApp. So you have to message me and I'll respond, all right? But get that information to us. The second one is you mentioned the crime that took place on the weekend where 4 persons were shot. 1 person has since succumbed to their injuries today. And there are several stories around that. One, I saw the individual on the ground and people stand up over him talking and with phone taping him, but nobody, let me repeat, nobody, at least at that point in time, thought to take a shirt and cover the wound so that he wouldn't bleed to death. Nobody thought that it's important to apply first aid. It's either that people don't know what to do, people know what to do, but they are afraid to do it. I don't know what is the situation, but it says something about us as a people. When someone is lying on the ground bleeding, and we don't know, hey, take off your shirt, take a cloth or something, apply pressure to the wound itself. The person go bald, they go thing, but you might be saving their life. Apply pressure to the wound. Immediately call for the police from Wall Street to where the police station is. I mean, come on, that is running distance if you could run fast. But at least call the police. Do what you have to do to try and preserve the person's life. Not try to preserve their last moments. Try to preserve their life, because it may mean the difference between them surviving and them dying. That's one. The second thing, and I'm going to say it, and some people are going to vex when I say it, because I should say I'm giving them ideas, but it's my life I'm protecting, so I'm saying it. Time for the Royal Grenada Police Force to put 360-degree cameras on Wall Street. It is time for it. Don't just depend on the cameras that on the businesses that are on Wall Street. It is time that we have 360-degree cameras on Wall Street directly connected to the South St. George Police Station and the police headquarters to monitor the activities that are taking place down there. You cannot have a situation where basically a gunfight break out on Wall Street where everybody does lime, and especially at this time of year when you have people visiting Grenada from all over, and they always say about Wall Street, go and get your food Wall Street, and they go there. You can't have this kind of thing taking place. You must also increase your police presence there. You have to, anywhere that you have groups of people, you have to increase your police presence and your surveillance. You have to have police officers there in plain clothes and in uniform. Those in uniform, when people see them, they tend not to do certain things. And those who are in plain clothes, they will pick up on things that those in uniform may not pick up on. I'm telling them what they need to do, because it doesn't seem as though they know what they need to do.
Sheldon, let me tell you this. I have a card in my hand right now, literally in my hand right now, that is expiring, right? Because they give you a issue date and they give you, but not expiry date, a renewal date. And let me read very slowly what this thing says, right? I will tell you what it says, word for word. The above, and if you have one, you know what I'm talking about. The above individual has successfully completed the objectives and skills evaluation in accordance with the curriculum of the AHA Heart Saver First Aid CPR AED program. Optional completed modules are those marked out: child CPR AED, infant CPR AED, adult AED, right? The heading of this card says Heart Saver First Aid CPR AED, Heart Saver.
So you know what, bottom line, CPR. You know what to do.
Exactly, right?
But
and I have the training for
there
that.
May be other people.
No,
but there may be other people that know what to do, but ain't doing it. You understand? There may be other people, they may be afraid of blood because, you know, different diseases, afraid blood. So they want to touch, they wanted this, they wanted, but we had to do what we had to do to save a life.
We always hear us when you say, you know, I mean, somebody at least. But on a serious note, with that also, we need to have, the healthcare services with the ambulance, where they go to a scene and you have to call them and the driver is probably sleeping or the driver is somewhere else. That also.
Let me say, I give them enough advice for the night. I ain't giving advice on any other aspect of that. All I would say is cameras, 360 degrees, plain clothes police officers and uniformed officers in significant enough numbers, and put them in positions that they can be seen, that fellas know don't try that stupidness around there. So people could feel safe. And not just feel safe, but actually be safe. Because we know we have good police officers in Grenada. We have good police officers. And somebody's asking why weren't the police there? I wouldn't say that the police were not there. Probably they had police there, but probably the reaction time to what took place or whatever the situation may have been. But you know.
And another thing before I go, I was looking at the release because I don't share these things. I don't really share these things unless it is probably somebody asked me what happened. Because even this morning I was hearing somebody died thing and I was like, well, I don't know. And then I saw the police report and I see the police report come back again.
I warn all you about these pages where you can't tell who the people behind them are. They could say anything about anybody and get away with it. Laugh all the way to the bank because they monetized. They laugh all the way to the
Right.
bank, and you
So-
at the end of the day, your reputation damage you.
So that's
your
the reason
family
why. That's the
in
reason
shock.
why today. That's the reason why today I was listening at the 12 o'clock news to hear what was taking place. And what I heard on the 12 o'clock news is what the actual person was saying. But Sheldon, once again, we as a NNP party, forget the thing. NNP party, we have to know who we have around us, who we have campaigning around us, and who we have canvassing for us. There's a reason why I'm saying that, and I will bring this up in a meeting that we will have very soon, because there are people that we think we know. And it happened the last time around. It happened the last time, before the last time, like in 2018. And we are seeing what is happening now. A lot of people is coming around. They have, I don't know if they're getting baggage or if they're getting paid, but they seem to be around, and they seem to be on a crucifix on the wrong side. And I'm
All right.
very serious. I'm
Okay.
talking to all the campaign. I'm talking to all the campaign
Look
managers
before
and
you
all
leave.
the candidates.
Knock before you
All of them.
enter.
Look
My
carefully
brother,
at the people, because this wrong thing happened.
we'll investigate and inquire.
Sheldon, have a good night.
All right, my brother.
Yeah.
14734407377. That's the number for you to call and get on the inside. Yes, we'll investigate and inquire. We'll investiquire. That is a Michael DeGale. See that one. Yes, indeed. Yes, folks. So, as it comes to that particular issue as well, there obviously, from what we've been hearing from different sources in relation to the issue, if there's any element of truth to what we've been hearing that surrounded what took place there with that shooting incident, there needs to be intervention. There needs to be intervention. Honorable Emlyn Pierre, then Senator Emlyn Pierre, when you had events involving some of the same names I ain't calling and that sort of thing, was able to go and deal with the situation and calm things right down. Yeah? I remember people like Miss Ann David and Twine being involved before, getting these things dealt with. But when you have a group of people who call themselves youth workers, who say they are youth workers, and all they're interested, and I'm not speaking about the people in the ministry, you know, I'm not speaking about the staff there, because half of them used to be there during my time, during Honorable Emlyn Pierre time. So we know that these people know how to do their job. But the problem is, if you do not give them proper guidance, if you do not give them the support, if there is not the political will to get the job done, it will not be done. You already should have been meeting on a certain level, because your youth officers in those communities being mentioned should have already engaged with these, like I had to pull certain people back out of, what they did, I think Foreign Affairs or protocol or something, like I had to pull certain people out of protocol to go and do the work. Because you must engage with these individuals. While you are taking the police perspective, and the police are doing what they need to do, and the police have to do what they have to do, there's a social situation that is creating what is taking place there as well that has to be addressed. Because yes, you might lock up one set, or one set might die, and then another set go to avenge the set that died, and that sort of back and forth could be taking place for years, and innocent people, as what happened there, are the ones getting, well, at least we hear is innocent people, are the ones that get in bullet in the middle of everything. Deal with the issue. The dressing up and wearing a nice shirt with a white flannel pants and wearing a sandals and things, that is stupidness. That ain't protecting the people who go out there for the carnival and going online and have to worry now if they're standing up next to the wrong person, or if they're passing in the wrong area. Last year carnival, we had shooting in the middle of Juve. We cannot allow this to become a norm in our country. We have to nip it in the, I know, my good cousin, we might be different on political sides, but my good cousin Raymond Matthew Beast, I know he will admit the same thing I'm saying here. You don't allow them things to fester. You nip it in the bud. You go down and you deal with it early. I know that former Commissioner of Police, Mr. Clarkson, former Commissioner of Police, Mr. Martin, will tell you that you don't allow these things to fester. Mr. James, they will tell you, don't allow these things to fester. You nip it in the bud. You go and you deal with it early. Because if you allow it to fester, what happens in Trinidad? You know what happens in Trinidad right now? What happens in Jamaica right now? You have different people that call themselves gangs. Loosely so. Somebody from this gang killed somebody from that gang. This one have his friends here who come back and kill this one who kill him. This one have his friends here who come back and kill one of them that kill him. And it go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And innocent people get bullet in the middle while they sorting out and keeping score, getting back at each other. Or even waiting. They going to kill somebody else because they hear they coming for them. We cannot allow our country to start to become those kind of statistics as we're hearing in some countries. In the OECS, 14 murders in 2 weeks. Check this statistics out at St. Lucia. Nearly 14 murders in 2 weeks. You can't allow Grenada to end up in them kind of situation. Nip it in the bud. The police have their job to do, but the Ministry of Youth has a job to do as well. Social services has a job to do as well. The churches, where are you? You all hear any names of these people? Have the churches gone out and say, okay, let us join, or even let's go out on their own. Let's go and try and meet these fellas and them and sit down and talk with them. Let's go and reason with these guys and them. And girls, because it have women involved in these things too. Don't get it twisted. We need to go and meet with them and talk with them. No. Back off. But if it was NNP in power, would have enough mouth to cuss NNP and call NNP all kind of name. But situations like this, are you afraid to go and deal with it? No, the time go come out, go and deal with it. I'm afraid. I'm one of the people that ain't afraid. I go in anyway, anytime, anyhow, and meet anybody. I'm afraid. Yeah? And to protect my country, I will do what I have to do when I can do it. And I know there are many others, including my political leader, who ain't afraid to go any part of Grenada, who will go any part of Grenada and interact with any of them and speak with them and get them on the right side. Because you have to change the thinking. Because if they have a gun, it's a knife. They could break a bottle, they could use a pen. Whatever they could use it and kill somebody. You have to change the mentality as well as take the weapon out of their hand. And if you don't do that, you're going to end up with more of what is happening there. This is a warning. Deal with the situation. Stop the dressing up and the jumping plane and we go to this forum and we had that forum and we go to this forum and that forum. Nobody cares. Nobody cares when bullet firing while you're trying to make a little lime. You work so hard for the weekend, you're trying to lime and bullet firing. Nobody cares. You want to dress up like Gary, you want to put on pink pants and white top and lime. That is up to you. You ain't care about that. My goodness. 14734407377. That is the number for you to call on the WhatsApp and get onto the inside of tonight's program. Remember, you can only call us on the WhatsApp. You won't be able to call us on the direct line, not for a while still. You've got to call us on the WhatsApp. Yeah? We have to do what we have to do. The police have their job. I do not envy them their job. They have their job to do. Yeah? Down to the Ministry of Health have a part to play in this because crime is a healthcare concern. When they get shoot, where they going? It's up in the hospital that already having problems with the autoclave. They already having problems with the autoclave in the general hospital to do surgeries. Then you having people coming in with bullet wounds who have to do surgeries. This is the situation we're facing. So crime is a healthcare concern, and the Ministry of Health and the Mental Ministry need to have a part to play in this as well. Their counselors have a part to play in it, but all you're too coward. All you're afraid to go in certain areas. From the leadership, they're afraid. They are cowards. Afraid to go nowhere. I know my leader ain't afraid to go anywhere either. So when we have to go, we going. Yeah, serious, I'm telling you. When we have to go, we going. So folks, just to move on to another one here, because there's a major issue that I must deal with tonight as well. And as I'm taking your calls as we're going along, as you realize, right? The Prime Minister went up to Cloche yesterday. The Prime Minister and a whole shalabang go up there. Yeah, they go in Cloche. They wouldn't go in certain areas in Grenada and talk with them young people. They went in Cloche And let me play what the Prime Minister said. I want to play it. Yeah, I'm going to give him a little bly. It's a bit long, but we won't give him a little bly and play what the Prime Minister said up in closure. But believe me, we will be stopping at various points. Nice.
Ministers who are here, your MP, and all of you for making the time out of this Sunday afternoon to engage with us. Our primary concern is two things. One, to get the road repaired as quickly as possible, and two, well, as quickly as possible in the safest manner as possible, and two, to make sure we can minimize the disruption and inconvenience to the residents of Kuji. So I part one start with the second.
Wait, not sleep the press secretary sleeping there. Madam, open your eye, you me. I went on Lime last night. Open your eye. Anyhow.
Of the disruption to the residents. The PS in the ministry as well as the MP have been discussing during last week how we can have a shuttle service to ensure we can get the residents of Kuji to and from the village.
Well, that's good. At least they're listening to the Honorable Alvin Dabry and the Honorable Emlyn Pierre.
Minimal disruption. So it's one of the things we wanted to have your feedback on today, so you can provide your input and guidance as to how we best go about.
Oh, after a whole nearly 2 weeks is when you're now coming to find out the feedback of the people in relation to that. So that is nothing. They could suffer for the last 2 weeks. But you find yourself there yesterday now trying to get a feedback. Where the MP was, the MP don't living in St. John. Yeah? She in other parts? She can't, so the MP is in St. John. You're telling me by now you don't have the feedback in relation to that. You can say you don't care about the people at Closure. Because if you did care, by this point in time, you ought to be going there to say we come in today to get your feedback in relation to that. 2 weeks the people going through this thing. Hey.
So one of the things we want to be able to leave from this meeting is a clear understanding as to the shuttle service that we will provide, when we provide, how we provide it, the time to provide it, and the frequency which we provide it, so that we can minimize the disruption caused by the collapse of the...
You see where incompetence does look like, because that could have been done 2 weeks ago. You know there was no possibility that what happened there to be fixed in short order. That could have been done 2 weeks ago. But it takes 2 weeks to come to ask the people if they should do what the NNP been telling them since a week ago they should be doing. But anyhow.
So that's the first thing. And then second, I will just quickly give you some brief facts. The contractor gave some of it, but and I think the presentation was meant to give some of it. So I will give some brief, perhaps non-technical facts about the project and what it will now become in light of the changes that has happened to the site conditions. And then if there are more technical information that Mr. Andrews needs to convey, he will do so. So originally the project was meant to last approximately 2 months. You've already seen a note from Mr. Farry, who was the contractor who was awarded the project. And the initial cost of the project was approximately $249,000. And originally, it should have been the construction of a 64 feet long by 22 feet high wall, together with cross culverts to take care of the water and the drainage. That was the original contract scope. And as Mr. Farry said, the contract started or commenced on that basis. During the excavation, several water springs obviously were discovered.
Again, that means that in their incompetence, they never did the proper geological surveys. They never checked where the water table was. They're going to deal with water, but they ain't checked for the water to find out where the water is. So during the construction is when the contractor now finds out, hey, we have these problems.
And the Ministry of Infrastructure will provide guidance to Mr. Farry to in fact cut to some extent the top slope to begin to channel and manage the water. And also to ensure that traffic could continue along the road, both in terms of vehicular traffic and pedestrian traffic. And this initially worked, and there was no issues there. On the 15th of May, there was an initial water pipe leakage that was observed, and then again on the 27th and the 28th of May, there were additional water leaks from the pipes. Now obviously, we're talking a 6-inch water pipe, and as a result, the leaking of the water would have created major challenges and created more.
I notice he's talking about pipes in May, when we heard the contractors speak, they were talking about a pipe that was burst about 2 weeks ago, and that is what caused what happened. But he's speaking about pipes that he said was leaking since May. All right, that's why you close your people that can't get water too.
Instability on the site. And finally on the 4th, Mr. Ferry described it during that night, there appeared to have been a major rupture of the 6-inch pipe, and for perhaps more than 8 hours, water would have escaped onto the site. And you see it led to a significant collapse.
Now he's speaking as though they were aware of that pipe. Remember, on the NDC heartbeat program, the MP said that pipe that burst, they were unaware of that pipe. So he's not referring to the same pipes there during May. The MP said they were not aware of that particular pipe that burst. They went on the survey and they knew where them other pipe was, and they wasn't aware of that one. Somebody lying.
The entire site, including the road, and it started ahead of the one property that is located immediately adjacent to the site. And obviously, as you go, you can actually see that the road itself has dropped precipitously, and the entire site goes all the way into the private property upslope. That is significant. So it is clear that for something like that to happen, it had nothing to do with the contractor or any negligence on the part of the contractor, and that there will have to be some other thing happening to have caused the deterioration of the site as dramatically as it did. And so it is the water main. If you go there, you can see the water main has now been cut off. If you actually look on the side, you can see the remnants of the 6-inch water main that is dripping there. So it is the water damage that has led to the collapse of the site, and obviously onto the excavated area, you have significant silt or loose mud that will come. And we're in the rainy season, and obviously the site itself is not completely open to the elements of the rain. So what would have happened is that the works would have been suspended, and the team from the Ministry of Infrastructure, together with the contractor, would have gone onto the site to be able to assess what are the best options to stabilize the area, to make it safe, and also to address the fact that we have a single-story house which has suffered already damage from the collapsed soil. We have since, at the ministry, also engaged Stafford Inc., represented by Mr. Timothy Bob, who's a senior Grenada engineer, and he's here with us, to provide additional engineering support to the team at the Ministry of Infrastructure. It therefore means that in order to stabilize the entire site and to complete the process, it is likely we have to do further engineering on the site, and obviously additional retaining walls and construction work would have to be done. It also means it is most likely that the property that has been impacted will have to be acquired by the government and compensation paid to the property owner, and he's here so that we can have access to that area to be able to make sure that the construction work continues and that there is no...
So I'll finally talk to the man now. Okay, so they're going to acquire the property where the house is on, so they're going to have to pay the man for his property and everything. All right, nice, okay.
For the risk of life or injury to property or to claim persons. We have also had to do, as obvious, some additional work on the private property.
And we're going to hold on the call while we're playing the clip. We're going to come back to the calls.
Mr. McDonald to be able to have greater control over the site. So the focus is obviously on, as quickly as possible, getting us to the point where the loose materials can be excavated, where the construction of the retaining walls, which will have to be extended and expanded, can take place as quickly as possible, but in a safe manner as possible, and with the right engineering. I think we know the power of water, and if it's not handled properly, if it's not channeled properly, it will be extremely destructive. And so we have to make sure that while we try to quickly, that we also do it right. The revised cost estimate to the entire project now is in the region of $1.6 million from $250,000. The fact that the entire project has now gone by 6-fold is a clear indication of the changes to the site that has happened. The contractor is here, the engineers are here, the PS is here, I'm here, the MPs here, other ministers of government are here because we want to be transparent. We are happy to take the questions, we are happy to take the...
Yeah, right. I think we had enough for you. So folks, the cost of the project has now gone from $249,000. It has ballooned to $1.6 million, and I'm calling out the Prime Minister on that. Dear Mr. Prime Minister, Minister of Infrastructure, you're talking nonsense. because only on Thursday or Friday, the team from the government, together with the independent contractor, visited that site. And the recommendation was that they do further assessment. So I don't know how you come up with a price when you don't know what you're dealing with yet. Because the team that went there, they said that they are going to do further assessment of the area, geological studies, etc., 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 that they would have to do in that area before they finalize what it is that has to
of the retaining wall at the site, which has maintained its position despite the slippage.
I spoke with the contractor. I also spoke with a resident who's living in the immediate vicinity of the area. And from what I gleaned from my conversation is that this area was an area that's traditionally been saturated. There seem to have been springs in the area. When the excavation was done for the wall, what would have happened is when they excavated for the foundation, it seems like the water which was saturated in this area found an outlet from the excavation. So as the water flowed out, the soil...
Notice what the engineer is saying is different to what the Prime Minister is saying. The Prime Minister is placing the whole blame on some NOASA pipe bursting. Like, you forget NOASA is a ministry, is a department under his ministry anyway. But he's blaming NOASA. That is not what the engineer, the same Mr. Bob that sat down with him up in closure day yesterday. That is not what he's saying here.
The good news is all the movement that has taken place around here has not affected the wall that has been constructed. The wall has stayed where it was constructed, and that's because I was advised that the contractor excavated down to rock, and so the foundation of the wall is on rock. So the wall hasn't moved. So the wall is fine. So the wall can continue to be built where it is. So I would say that side where the wall is, that's more or less been taken care of. The wall is on rock, and they found rock there. The opposite side is where one needs to focus, because that's where the water is coming from. So what would need to be...
Well, we thought the water, according to the Prime Minister, was coming from a broken main and caused the whole problem, but anyhow.
Happen here? Well, first I would recommend that they do some DPLs, some borings, some geotechnical investigation.
Oh, so he's recommending that they do some geotechnical investigation. In other words, drill down and find out, hey, it's a water here, it's a rock here, how much rock it have here, how far down it go, how far down the water go, if it's soil, what type of soil. Yes, so he's recommending that, but yet still you already given us a course without that being done, because I'm sure that wasn't done Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. I would know it was not done before you went and given a course at 1.6. You're talking nonsense.
How deep the rock is, and then a solution would have to be devised for this area, either a wall or a wall with a drain, or a wall with a drain and also a deep French drain to take care of the water. For the wall itself, there's no further assessment needed there, because the wall is on rock, and as I said, the wall has proven itself because everything is moving around it and it stayed where it's being constructed. The assessment has to be done on the opposite side, where the water is really coming from. And so once that...
But Mr. We're saying the Prime Minister tell us his pipe burst and water come down there. We're telling us about where water coming from.
Then the best solution to deal with the water on the opposite side would then be ascertained.
Focus was also placed on the work done thus far by Foray and his...
Yeah, and what we're hearing as well is that you had the same contractor doing the expanded project. I'm not sure in the wisdom in doing things like that. I would think that after you do your geotechnical study, where you do your drilling, your assessment of the soil and the soil type, the rock and the rock type, the density, the depth to which the rock goes, after you do all of that, then you build what it is that you're going to do in that location around that information. Yes, we know it will mean that that area will be inaccessible for a longer period of time. That is why right now, for the last 2 weeks, you all should have been working on an alternative route to get the people through there. Because even where you all go and you build up your thing, let me go through a few things here. Where you all go and you build up your thing and your thing and them day. Yeah, we know what been happening. Yeah, because we know, collapse and all kind of thing happening. Yeah. That is the thing that closure people supposed to pass on. Find an alternative route, and the elder people in the community, even somebody not so elder, can tell you which are alternative routes in that area. This is what they did just a few days ago. This area that you're seeing here is the area where had the big drop down, and they filled it with gravel and so on. Yeah, they filled that area so that folks could pass on top there without having to climb down into the trench. Remember, there's a trench there. So they filled up that area with gravel and thing. They know the Prime Minister coming and thing, they fill it up. And this is what happened to where they fill up. There's the same area. The same spot that I was just showing you that they fill up here. That's the same spot. Yeah? This is what happened to the same spot that they fill up there. Yeah, this is the spot by yesterday and this morning. The same spot. It tells you that the things, look at the height that dropped. They fill up there, you know. And that dropped down to that level between over the weekend. That is what has happened there. And you see they're trying to, well, yeah, the walkway kind of went away. Yeah, so they had to build a new one because the walkway went away. Yeah? The walkway went away. So this is what is happening in that area. So for the Prime Minister to come and give us this brango, that it's going to cost $1.6 million, quite frankly, Mr. Prime Minister, you know not of that which you speak. You don't know. Because the study has not been done yet. In fact, the study has not even started yet. Yet still you're already out there throwing out figure 1.6 and all kind of thing. Come on, who you fooling with that? You're saying that to make the people and them up there feel nice? They will feel nice when they're able to get down to St. John easily. When an alternative route is made for them to get from Upper Cloger down to the rest of St. John, down to Guave. When that is done, they're going to feel a little better. Even though it would be temporary in nature while you work out the issue there. The mere fact that somebody would think it's a good idea to just go and pour this bunch of gravel inside the area there and think that that's going to do something. You see what happened to it? It went right down. The picture of it like that is afterwards. So you see the picture where it was filled right up? Nice, man. Yeah, we could walk across. Within 2 days, back down. Yeah? So come and tell people about 1.6 man. And hear the nonsense. Sorry I can't play it tonight. But the MP goes up there and then tells people, let's not make this a political issue. But before she says, let's not make this a political issue, you all had representation for 10 years, and for 10 years, you make it political from the time you start your thing with, well, all you had a representative for 10 years. You immediately made it into a political issue, so take politics in your tail. You can't be wanting to share political blows and not taking some in your clothes. You have to take two. Yeah? Because you all are the one that did not do the proper background checks. You were the MP at the point in time that the proper background checks were not done. You were the MP at the point in time that they did not get the geotechnical study done for an area that everybody knows has water running underground. Then you all coming to try and bamboozle the people after you say pipe burst and cause the problem. The Prime Minister saying that you're hearing the technical person, the engineer, because to all you know engineer, the engineer is saying no, there's underground water there that is causing the problem because it's found an outlet, and that is what is causing the main problem there. You all did a bad job. You should have gone to Cloger and asked for forgiveness from the people of Cloger. Not try and put the blame on Alvin Dabrio and the NNP. You're fast and out of place. What you had to do is go contrite of heart and ask the people, say, we are sorry. We did this, it was not done properly. We assure you that from here on, we'll do it properly. That kind, I have to teach you all of that too. We'll do it, we'll do the thing the right way, that kind of thing. But we know it's Alvin go have to come and finish it anyway, so we don't worry. Time for you to go. Alvin go come and finish it. You come and finish it, man. Yeah. And folks, yeah, let me open back the phone line. Sorry about that call. I didn't want to stop the video at that point in time, yeah? So sorry about that. Let me see if I can call them back there. I'll try and give them a little call back and thing. Right? Yeah. Because you want to come and say, oh, you had representation for 10 years, and this is the problem when you don't have good representation. Yes, of course, this is the problem when you don't have good representation. You are not good representation. So people, and I think I get the caller here. Hello, good evening.
Hello?
Yes, sir, we're hearing you. Go right ahead, you're live.
Yeah, man. What the guy say on Jenny's program, it said that is the slide that break that water pipe. That pipe didn't bust before. The slide break it.
In other words, the underground water caused the slide that break the pipe. So it's not the pipe caused the slide.
There is underground water there. But it's the slide that broke the pipe. You see, as it get broken, the people stop getting water up there. All the time it wasn't broken. So it's the slide that break it.
But now we're hearing a costing of 1.6, and I'm trying to find out where's the verification saying that you're going to spend 1.6 million there, because you have not done the geotechnical studies. You don't know the scope of the work that it's going to cause, because you don't know the full extent of what is happening with that area. There is a fault line running through that area, and so there's a lot of things that have to be taken into consideration before you come up with the final project and the final cost. But you just throwing out costs. Oh, it's going to cost about 1.6 million. Come on, man, please. Don't insult the intelligence of the people at Closure and surrounding areas like that. Don't do that.
Hey, Sheldon, we know that man can't speak the truth. He cannot. He's a compulsive liar. Anything he say, he lie. And I didn't expect him to go up there and talk the truth.
Because, my friend, there are fault lines several places. In fact, this area, you know, around by Captain Harris, when you're heading down Grenada's area there used to be a gas station, all-night gas station there. There's a fault line running through an area there. That's why the road does drop there. Yeah, so there are fault lines at different locations around the island. You need to know where they are. And when you're engineering, you engineer to suit. Yeah?
So why don't people tell this young lady that nothing didn't happen during the Bureau days? It's 4 days when she's trying to bring in NNP in that.
They're too intelligent to engage in nonsense. They're similar to me. They didn't have time to deal with shoppiness that day. They just wanted to know what is being done and how soon.
Sheldon, I see the people in Go up, they talk about $100 a week and so on, and she starts costing the people. What kind of person is that?
Well, my brother, when you're brought up in a particular way, you know that you take responsibility. Yeah? Oh, he's gone. Yeah, you take responsibility. People say this is what is going on. You can't say that what they're saying is a lie. You have to go and double check. I think I missed a call while I was on with that caller. Yeah, call back. Yeah, you go and you double check. You make sure that what is being said, you verify it for yourself. You don't start to cost people because they talk and know them maybe NNP people and they go to only NNP people or something. You verify. Yeah? Because people are speaking because they are hurting. Yeah? Let me see. Somebody's asking somebody by the name of... okay, I'm not too sure the name that you're saying, my friend. Somebody's asking me for somebody that was working at that radio station. Send me a message again. I'm not clear on the name that you're asking me about. All right, yes. 1473-440-7377. And folks, I'm not confirming. I'm putting a question out there, especially based on something that I saw over the weekend. Can the Ministry of Health tell us if there's a tuberculosis outbreak at the General Hospital or any other facility on island? Again, we would like the Ministry of Health to let us know if there is a tuberculosis TB outbreak at the General Hospital or any other facility. if there's a tuberculosis outbreak, a TB outbreak. Yeah? I'm not saying that there is. I'm saying that very credible people have told me that there is. But I want to hear from you all whether or not there's a tuberculosis outbreak at the General Hospital and or other facilities. Yeah? Is there a TB outbreak? And if there is, what is being done to mitigate that outbreak? Yeah? If there's not, there's not. I'm saying that I've heard from credible people, and I saw a certain thing over the weekend that leads me to believe that what I am hearing may have an element of truth in it. So please, let us know, because we want to know how to safeguard ourselves when we going to different facilities and so as well. So if it does exist, please let us know so we know how to safeguard ourselves when we're going to those facilities. It is nothing to be ashamed of. If there is an outbreak, acknowledge and say what the public needs to do and what you are doing, that sort of thing. Very, very simple. So if there is an outbreak of tuberculosis, please let us know that there is, if there is. Yeah? 14734407377. And folks, we mentioned the electoral list earlier. Yeah, of the TV thing already. We mentioned the electoral list earlier. Now, I was called by one of our ardent listeners today and informed of a case of two young folks. They've attained the age of 18 and went to register in a particular constituency. I'll keep the constituency private at this point in time, but before the end of the week, I will name the constituency because I have to contact certain people in that constituency. Two young folks went to be registered. Those two young folks were told at that constituency, the camera don't walk in, we can't register you here, go to the next office, because that constituency is one of the constituencies that has more than one registration office. So when they went, and this is the second time that they've been going to that constituency to get registered. The last time the computer system was down. Now they were told that the camera is not working, so you need to go to the other constituency office for that same constituency. They went to the other office, and again, problems there, they were unable to register. Is there still remaining significant problems in the electoral system here? Is Grenada still having a problem with its electoral system? You're telling me two young people, they want to be part of the process, they want to do their civic duty, they want to vote. So they went in before, they were told computers not working, they go in now, camera not working. Go in the next office, they go in the next office, they still can't get registered there. Come on, what really going on? We're not allowing Ole to Amanda Jack the process, you know. We will not allow Ole to Amanda Jack the process. Just know that. Right? That is all I have to say on that for now. For now, we will not allow you all to Amanda Jack the process. Nonsense. Yes, indeed. 1473-440-7377. That is the number you can call to get onto the inside of tonight's program. And folks, there is a major issue, and I call it a major issue. I call it a major issue because there is a bill that is going to Parliament this week. That bill shall be going to Parliament this week. If I remember, there's also a sitting of the Senate on Friday, I believe. So I think it may actually go right through. And I'm not speaking here about the constitutional amendment. That is one thing. But there's another bill that yesterday I received a call from a parishioner in a particular church, where the priest at that church raised the issue because it was an issue that's bothersome to them. As it is right now, in the state of Grenada, any male or female under the age of 18 that needs to get any treatment to do with their reproductive system, yeah, they need to go and they need to go to a doctor in relation to some issue with their reproductive system and so, that they would have to get their parents to accompany them, their parents or their guardian, to accompany them to the doctors for whatever procedure or medication or whatever assessment needs to be done, that their parents would have to be there for them once they are under the age of 18. The present administration is seeking to move that age from 18 down to 16, so that anyone of the age 16 will be able to go and see a doctor and have whatever procedures done without having to tell their parents. Yeah? Now, in the priest's view, I'm saying in the priest's view because I am yet to, and that's why I held back on speaking on this particular issue for a while, I am yet to read the actual bill itself. I need to see the actual bill and to go through it line by line myself. But the assessment by this particular priest is that this will also allow children who have attained the age of 16 not only to be able to go to the doctor and do something like, although we know that is illegal, an abortion, or have treatment for an STD or an STI or whatever, without their parents knowing, that they would be able to go, once they're sexually active and they just go to a doctor, the doctor doesn't have to say, well, you need to bring your parents, you're under the age of 18. These people, 16, 17, will be able to do that on their own. The problem that the priest has outside of that is that he believes that this is being used as a mechanism so that those same young people can decide if they want to become transgender or change their sex. Yeah, if they're male and they want to become female, or they're female and they want to become male, they really and truly, according to that legislation, will not have to wait until they're the age of 18 to be able to go and do that. That they will be able to do that on their own at the age of 16. So a boy that wants to become a girl, and you know, we get in state-of-the-art hospital where they say they're doing all kind of surgeries. That might be some of the surgeries that they're doing in the state-of-the-art hospital, because not really a state-of-the-art for me and you, is a state-of-the-art too. You understand? So some of the 16 and 17-year-olds who decide that they are a boy trapped in a girl's body can very well go and start to do the surgery without their parents' permission. And that the boy that believes he's a girl trapped in a boy's body, he can go and get the surgery as well to transform into whatever well, we know they're about transformation. That government always talks about transformation. So maybe they're talking about this transformation too. That they'll be able to go and do that as well, because there are no stopguards and there are no measures that are in place for that not to happen. So again, that is what the priest is saying, according to what was reported, that one of the major issues that they have is that outside of a young lady, she becomes pregnant, and she decides at the age of 16, and she becomes pregnant, and she decides she's going to have an abortion, whatever. She goes and she does what she had to do. She don't have to get her parents or nothing. She go and she do what she had to do. A young boy, he pick up a disease, whatever it is, he just don't tell him mother, he don't tell his father, nothing. Just go by the doctor, they handle him, thing, right. Outside of that, if these individuals decide that they want to switch places from one to the other, that they also don't need their parents' permission to do that. Yeah? And I think it's important, because while focus was totally on the constitutional bill, this one is placed there and will be slipping in. We know that they signed the Samoa Agreement, and we know that there are various things in the Samoa Agreement that speak to things like that. So, yeah, they signed the Samoa. You remember the agreement that they signed, and while they in a meeting in Grenada saying the thing ain't signed, the thing was being signed, and they never fired the man who signed it and thing, because so that means that they gave the man permission to do it. But they were saying that, oh, we would never sign it without reviewing it properly. And when they were saying that, when Andal and them was saying that, the thing was signed already. You see release come out, Grenada signed this agreement and that kind of thing. Yeah, that's the kind of thing that's happening. Right? So you have a situation there. At the same token, and there's a confusing thing because you're trying to set up age for certain things, but you're trying to move the age where somebody could get married. I'm hearing of that as well. I think they're looking to move that down to 16 so somebody could get married at the age of 6. Well, it's either you're operating with 18 or you're operating with 16. You have to understand as well, when does a person not only physically but become mentally competent to handle certain things? And yes, people do develop at different speeds and so on. So somebody might be at the age of 16, 17 and they're thinking as a 20-something-year-old already and that sort of thing. But there needs to be some sort of standardization, because to me they're trying to standardize, and while they lower in here, they raise in here. I don't understand it. So I'm very interested in the parliament sitting that's coming up and their response to Father in relation to what he believes is being attempted there. Yeah, as I said, I personally, I want to put that in front there. I personally have not read the bill yet. You know, I usually go through these things with a fine-tooth comb. But for some reason, I have not seen that yet. Yeah? I have not seen that yet, so I am waiting to get my hands on that bill. Right? I'm waiting to get my hands on that particular bill because I want to see. So if that is what the priest believes is taking place there, outside of the young ladies being able to go, and remember, you're speaking here basically of people who are still of school age. These are children going to school, because remember, they changed the age that you must stay in school until you're 18. They changed it. They said you must stay in school up to the age of 18. And there are penalties for not ensuring that your children stay in school up to the age of 18. So they're saying that your children must stay in school to the age of 18, but while they're saying that one way, on the other side, we see what's taking place. All right? 1473. No, I just wanted to raise it for what it's worth. Somebody came home from church yesterday and they said, no. The priest told us about this thing, and no, we had to talk about it, man. So they let me know what is being said. Since that point in time, I've been trying to get my hand on the actual law that they're bringing to pass. I've not been able to get my hands on that law. There is the undue haste already with the constitutional amendment, and I continue to say the undue haste in relation to the constitutional amendment. Yeah? And I think it is something that must be addressed. We have a caller online.
Constitutional amendment?
Hello, good night.
Yeah? And I think it is something that...
Yeah, look, yeah. Oh boy. Caller, you got through, you just had to load the phone in the background. Yeah. Give us a call again. Yeah, just had to load the phone in the background, but give us a call. Right? 1473-440-7377. That is the number for you to get onto the inside of tonight's program. Let's go to this phone line. Hello, good night. Hello, good night.
Hi, Brother Sheldon. Good evening, sir.
Pastor, well, it's not your church there was in, but...
No, and that was me trying to call neither. But, you know, Brother Sheldon, I'm happy that the priest did bring that up yesterday, right? Now, just a few weeks ago, we spoke about that, maybe last week or the week before. We talked about the Samoa document. That is people falsely went and signed behind our backs. They promise us that they're going to be transparent. They promise that they're going to have consultation with the people of Grenada before they make any... All of this thing was just charading and just to get them inside, you know, into office and so on. As a matter of fact, they signed it while I was in office. Now, I am now calling upon... I remember when we were having that referendum, right? Remember that? A few years ago, I think it was 2016, thereabout. The referenda.
Well, the same Attorney General was saying that NNP was trying to bring the same kind of thing in and that's why people should vote against the referendum.
Yeah, you played the clip the last time, and you need to play it again that the Grenada people could hear. You see? So now we are faced with this. I remember there was a few pastors in my community who was trying to get me to vote against this thing, especially that one that state the gender. I think it was.
Yeah, gender was
right. Yes, right. Even one of our bishop, the bishop said that was going to be given autonomy or freedom for the same thing that you just talked about, the priests, right? Now I'm calling on the they know who they are, and I hope they're listening, right? I am calling upon them now to go down to the parliament and loudly stand against this document, this law that they're trying to pass. Go down there now, because here is the truth about it now. It's coming to pass, right? So I'm calling on them, and even the conference of churches, right? I'm not a part of that. I've said that many times. They are too hypocrite. There's some of them inside, they're too hypocrite as pastors, right? It's only when Kit Mitchell, Dr. the Right Honorable Kit Mitchell, is in office, you're seeing them and hearing them, right? So now go out there now and make sure that they do not pass these laws. Make sure, right?
And again, we need to ask ourselves the question: were the churches involved in any discussion in relation to these laws before they were brought forward? Was the Grenada Conference of Churches, the Evangelical Council, the Seventh-day Adventist Assemblies, were they involved at any level in relation to looking over these things before they were put forward?
Right. A good question. Well, I don't know. I don't know. But I could tell you one thing. Even though they sat together, all right, and the government team, the ecclesiastical affairs would have sat with them. Well, they're making the decision. I've never heard, and that's why I defer. I'm not a part of this. I've heard they make different what do you call it thing, different decisions.
Conflicting.
Right, and they say the church, yes, conflicting decisions. Church involved, right? Based on who and what is the church that they're talking about. You see? So there are members, there are lay persons in those churches, those organizations, right? Be it Islam, whoever it is, that do not know, are never heard of such a decision or such choice that they want to bring on the people of Grenada. I'm certain. So the handful of them that call themselves evangelical organization for the churches or the church council organization, they don't go to the people. They don't go to them. I'm certain about that. And that's why Deacon, the Prime Minister, and them and his government getting away with all this sort of nonsense. They need to watch me. They need to call the churches out now and go down to the parliament and peacefully picket the parliament that they don't pass these laws. I want to see them do that. Yeah, I want to see them do that.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, that will be interesting. And then finally, brother,
and you mentioned one grouping there, and I need to ask them where they stand in relation to this, because I know that many of them were very heavy in support of the NDC the last time around, and that is the brothers at the masjid. They know who I'm speaking to. Where are they in relation to this, that your 16-year-old daughter or your 16-year-old son will be able to go and do the change if they want to do the change, or get whatever they need to get without your knowledge? Are you okay with that? Yeah.
Well, I could tell you that they stand predominant. They don't have a voice right now, right? Because they're reaping a big harvest. You see, they're eating well. They are well taken care of, and that's the catch. And we've been begging our people, don't take the bribe. Because the minute time you take these things, this money and whatever prestige and so forth, opportunities for you with a string attached, you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
Your mouth clip is like the tip is like Chester and them the last time. Tip them out in the Senate. They tip them out. Yes? So we have to take a stand. I want them to go out now. I'm calling on you all, go out, go and do it. Go down there in the parliament Thursday or whenever they're having it. And the parliament sitting is back to back.
Yeah, I believe it's back to back because there seems to be some undue haste to get these things passed before a particular deadline. For whatever reason, they're rushing to pass some of these things.
Well, just as the supplementary budget and whatever they did the last time, they ran ahead and did it. Run, because somebody's running behind them. They're moving with the movement. They're moving.
All right, my brother.
Anyways,
thank you so very much. All right, you have a wonderful one.
You too, sir.
Yes, indeed. And I think we have a caller. Hello, good night.
Thank you so very much. All right, you have a wonderful one.
Hello, good night.
You too, sir.
And I think we have a caller. Hello, good night. Thank you so very much.
Hello.
Good night, Sheldon.
Good night. Just kill the volume in the back
Good night,
for me.
Sheldon.
Yeah, kill the volume in the back for me and you're good to go. Go right ahead.
Yes. I want us to look at this thing very seriously because there is something that I read where even as our 12-year-old are able to go and get these services tested for STI and STDs, whatever,
12.
without the parental consent from 16 to 12. I don't ask you what I hear somebody say. They were on the news. If you listen to the news, wherever, whatever, it's there.
Mm-hmm. Well, I
check it out, and you would listen carefully. And when you hear that from parents, Grenadians, let's look at our children. Just now we won't have no on nation is gone. Our children is gone if we don't take a stand. The churches, we must take a stand as parents, as the church, because else we're going to lose everybody, our children. We have to be so very careful.
All right, my dear. Let me dive into it and see what they said. Okay?
Okay.
All right, my dear. Yeah, let me dive into it and see what they said. I think this is a GBN news report from a couple days ago. Let me see what is said here.
Are set to be debated in Parliament next week, both focusing on issues affecting minors in Grenada. The first bill, the Age of Civil Legal Responsibility Amendment Act 2025, seeks to give teenagers aged 16 and older the legal right to consent to sexual and reproductive health treatments without parental approval. The bill proposes amending Section 4A of the 2011 Act, allowing minors who have reached 16 to consent to services such as contraceptives, STI prevention and treatment, prenatal care, menstrual health management, and sexual health counseling. Their consent will carry the same legal weight as an adult. It also gives the Ministry of Legal Affairs, in consultation with the Health Minister, the authority to issue an order allowing minors as young as 12 to access specific treatment under outlined conditions. The legislation further provides legal protection for healthcare providers.
So wait, they're taking that the Ministry of Legal Affairs could come and tell me what my child could do. So you're taking it out of the hands of the parents and put it in the hands of the government. Okay, all right. Once they're under 16 up to the age of 12. Oh, okay, all right.
Under these provisions, the age of sexual consent as defined by Grenada's criminal code remains at 16. Meanwhile, government is also moving to raise the minimum legal age for marriage to 18 with no exceptions. The Marriage Amendment Bill 2025, if passed, would revoke provisions allowing marriage at 16 with parental consent and make consequential changes to related regulations, including special and designated wedding license. This move is aimed at eliminating child marriage and strengthening protection for minors. Only marriages solemnized after the law comes into force will be affected. Those already married under the current legal age limit will not be impacted. The move is part of government's broader efforts to align national laws with international standards for the protection of minors, and the amendment will be debated in Parliament on Thursday, July 24th. Rena P. Thomas, GBN News.
Well,
Two
folks,
significant bills are set to be debated in Parliament next week.
So, folks, we've heard it from GBN, the Grenada Broadcasting Network, the national news, as we just call them, right? Yeah, so we heard from them. Yeah, so we have heard it from them. I still need to see the bill myself. I want to see it myself. I want to see. Sometimes you get an impression of something because you yourself ain't see it. And fast, I want to see it, yeah? I want to see the bill. I want to see it myself. I want to eyeball it. Yeah, I think we have a caller online. Let's go back to the phone line. Hello, good night.
Hey, Sheldon.
Yes, sir.
And we kids supposed to go to school until 18 years? So school children, they're doing that too?
Well, yeah, that's the point I was making earlier, that you're not consistent with what you're doing. You're lowering the age from 18 to 16 for something. So you're telling a person, hey, you're still a child, you need to go to school until you're 18. But yet still, you're telling the same person that you're telling you're a child, no, you have the freedom to do and engage in certain activities at the age of 16. You could engage in activities that previously you could only do at the age of 18. So there's not any consistency there in relation to what they're doing. And then, according to what GBN is saying there, your 12-year-old, the Ministry of Legal Affairs could make a decision so that your 12-year-old could receive, your 12, your 13-year-old, your 14-year-old, your 15-year-old could receive certain treatments. And so if the parents refuse, that the Ministry of Health could step in and order that they receive that treatment.
So Sheldon, what I want now, for parents stop looking after the kids when they have 16, they don't have that because you become an adult at that time. That is what they're doing, you know.
All I will say is them have to say. I do not know if this was discussed, and I'm saying that yes, there may be some aspects of it that may sound, yes, reasonable and so on, but it has to be discussed. You can't just decide you're going to Parliament and we're going to do this and we're going to... Please. Because if it was the new National Party try to do that, tomorrow morning, in front of the terminal, all you would be blocking off Carriacou, everything that she's selling there. All you would be in front of the bus terminal, about 200 all with placard causing Keith Mitchell and NNP for them trying to do it. And in every sermon, in every church, yesterday, it would have been NNP bad and NNP wicked and they're trying to bring this and that. But no, it's Deacon Mitchell and NDC in office. So different strokes for different folks? Yeah. Yeah, different strokes for different folks. So this is going to Parliament on Thursday. A bit controversial. And indeed, again, I'm saying to you all, I have not read it. I continue to repeat that. I'm hearing about it. I have not read it. I want to read it. I want to read it myself. Yeah? So whoever have it, send it to me. Because I want to read it myself. Nice. We have a caller who might end up being our final caller for tonight. Let's go to this. Hello, good night.
Different strokes for different folks.
Hello, caller, you're live. Go right ahead.
Yes, hello there. This is the gentleman in the UK.
The bloke.
Yeah, the geezer. The geezer.
How you doing?
Ask you, yeah, too bad, no, mate. Not too bad.
You go right ahead.
You should be over here, mate. You should be over here.
Oh, goodness.
We need you over here, mate.
I'm very good taking this. Go ahead.
Yeah. Right, I just want to ask you, what your government is doing then is saying that a 16-year-old is too young to do one thing, then a 16-year-old can do something else. Is that right?
That's exactly what they're saying.
Right. Well, over in the UK, 16-year-olds are classed them as children. They're not classed as adults until they're 18. So, what is your government doing? You know, if you're going to do it, you do it straight. Like, you know, 18, you can't get married until you're 18. You can't have your sex change until you're 18. And if you want your child, you know, is 16 and they want to have sex change, has for you know, parents' consent. And if the parent says no, you know, your government is saying they're going to do it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
That's the thing, and they're saying that for children under the age of 16, if the parents refuse certain things, that child could get in contact with the Ministry of Legal Affairs, and the Ministry of Legal Affairs can get involved and take over responsibility and order that child receive the treatment. So the government steps in. The government steps in and tells you what must happen with your child.
No, doesn't happen over here. And if that happened over here, there'd be a riot. So your government is doing it completely the wrong way round. You know, if you're going to change the rule, you change it for the good. You know, children under the age of 18, people under 18, they're children. That's it. You know, you can't get, you know, what's the point of getting married, you know, at 16? You've got to have a sex change when you're 16. You're still children. And that's where the problem lies. And over here, you know, there's rules. So, you know, it's like driving licenses and, you know, having a car and stuff like that. You know, you've got to have a set rule. You can't let the government, you know, step in and say, oh no, he's 13, he wants a sex change. He has to wait until he's old enough, he or she old enough to know what's the best to do. We don't have it over here, trust me. If the government did that, there'd be a riot, trust me. So I think your government,
and it's other sexual things, because again, you're speaking about children in general. So a lot of folks may think you're speaking about the girls. No, you're speaking about the girls and the boys. And
that's
you're
correct.
Also saying that if my 16-year-old becomes sexually active and contracts a sexually transmitted infection, that I as the father, that child should not tell me anything, or they don't have to tell their mother anything. They just go and they get the treatment, and that's that with that. No,
they have to tell the parents.
Yeah, you're encouraging them not to tell their parents
over
things.
Here. You can't just government rule the parents and then take over. Yes, that's not right. But I think, you know, it's like, how many times has your MP been out for the last 6 months? How many times has he been out of the country?
The Prime Minister himself has restricted his travel significantly since he has a challenger in his constituency, but he still moves around,
right.
But he's been restricted.
But since I called you that time and told you how much he's costing and everything, it seems like he's restricted himself quite a lot.
Yeah.
Funny, isn't it?
He probably heard you.
That's right. That's right. But I just think at the end of the day, that's right. I think at the end of the day, you know, this geezer is not who he's supposed to be. And I'll be honest with you, straight down on the line, I think he's wet these pants for the next election. All right. So you know, you keep up the good work, my man, and I wish you were over here, mate. We need someone like you in the UK radio.
No, I might start to do a UK program then.
Please do.
A UK program. It's 3 a.m. over there, man. You're dedicated.
I know, man.
Thank you
still
so
listening.
very much.
Yeah, I won't go to bed until you finish, mate.
All right. Well, I'm going to wrap now because it's 4 minutes now after 3 in your time.
All right. Well, look after yourself.
After 10 our time. So thank you so very much, my brother.
Cheers, my man.
All right.
Cheers.
Great. Thanks.
Bye.
Yes, indeed, folks. That's our original geezer, as he calls himself. Wow, and I'm gonna finish it, but let me take the final call. That person lucky. Hello, good night.
Brother.
Fadu.
Fadu.
I know Beige smiling right now. Beige glad to hear your voice.
My days. Listen, tell him if I'm far they get it from, nobody bring it wrong. You get me? But remember I spoke about this before. You remember I said there was changing there was terraforming.
You did say
certain
that.
policies.
You said it several times.
Yes. You said so you see coming to pass right now. I know you said you haven't read the bill as yet, but the question I would like you to check out for me. What would happen to the cases called before, like the sexual cases that was pending before this would be administered?
No, I think it's gonna have an effective date, because it did mention, for instance, in the case of the marriages, it's only going to be effective for marriages as of the date that the Governor General gives her consent to it. It'll only be effective from all marriages that take place after that date. The ones before will not be affected. But you see, there's an aspect that these people need to look at as well, Fadu, when it comes to the sexual health part of it.
True.
If your child, male or female, is molested, God forbid, picks up an STI from who has molested them. So in other words, they've been involved in sexual activity, but the sexual activity they were involved in was not consensual.
Yep.
They pick up an STI. They ain't telling you anything. They just go to the doctor and clear it up, and you are none the wiser of what has happened. You're telling me that that is okay with parents, that you don't know that your son or your daughter, because we tend to think it's only girls get raped, boys get raped too, that your son or your daughter was molested, picks up a sexually transmitted disease. They ain't telling you anything. They ain't telling the police anything. They just go to a doctor, legally get the treatment, and they get it out the system and they just go ahead living as normal. So, come on, man. This is
that crazy one, because no, they haven't designated like a specific clinic or specific doctors. As I say, I haven't read the bill also, but I'm thinking they haven't designated special places for that, which means that you could have some I want to say bush doctors, but non-professional individuals might have like services, you know what I mean? Just like they were the dude that infiltrated to pretend he was a doctor, and the one that pretended to be a police officer within that period, this administration period. So I'm also thinking, so the government has made it mandatory that you must have your kid enrolled in school till the age of 18, but they're saying now that your kids could get married in school by the age of 16.
Well, no, as it is right now, they can already get married at the age of 16. That's the age you could get married here now in Grenada. But
I never knew that,
No, you need parental consent. So in other words, a boy or a girl can get married at the age of 16, but their parents have to sign for them I remember hearing that before. Your parents had to sign for you from long time ago, so that they can get married at the age of 16 now in Grenada with your parents' consent. They have to sign as responsible for you, that they're giving you the permission to do that. What they are doing now is getting rid of that totally, saying no marriage at the age of 16, 17, no marriage then, no parents signing for you. You can only get married at the age of 18.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I guess it's not coincidence. A lot of SA workers are out there right now.
Boy.
So maybe, as I tell you, it's that terraforming of the principles and values of Grenada. So the thing is, in some aspect they might get through with it, because I realize there's a lot of individuals that they're in the closet, with a lot of things. So in their head, some of these actions might be justified because it benefits their,
the in-closet cabinet, all kind of thing.
Yeah. But you see, I know it's kind of late. We'll pick up that one tomorrow. But
yes, brother.
This brother. A lot of unpacking, brother. Safe travels, yeah?
Yeah, man. Bless up. Respect.
More time. And give thanks for the shout out too. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. No problems. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, folks. And that is all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. Yeah, that one, believe me. So you're telling me Claudette could make a decision for my 12-year-old, my 13-year-old, my 14-year-old, Claudette could decide, without my consent, that they could go and receive. Yeah, all right. Okay, all you prefer that? All you like that? All you like that? Okay, if all you like it, stay there and just let it happen. Yeah. If all you like it, just stay there. Don't say nothing. If all you like it, just stay there and let it happen as it happen, man. Yeah, let it happen as it happen, because somehow we like it so. Yeah. Folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points today. It's been wonderful being here with you, and everything you say and do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you, and definitely not about you. We'll be back tomorrow night with more Talking Points just for you. Do enjoy the rest of your night tonight.
Are you ready to take your brand to the next level? Look no further than the Chameleon Design Studios, the creative powerhouse behind Key Central and dozens of standout brands across Grenada and beyond. From web designs, animations, and motion graphics to custom video productions, we bring your visions to life with unmatched efficiency and professionalism. Need a logo? Logo design starts at just $1,500, and our starter pack includes brochures, call cards, and letterheads. Whether you're launching a new business, revamping your identity, or telling your story visually, Chameleon Design Studios is the new face of designs. Call us now at 1473-422-8601 or scan that QR code. Follow us on Instagram at chameleon_473. Let's communicate. Call us today.
No matter what you do as a poor man, they'll say you're wrong.